Welcome back, folks, to WrestleRant. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and every single Tuesday right here on the show, I break down all the content I watch on the WWE Network. And notice how I said content there. No longer is it just pay-per-views, because as of now, I have reviewed every WWE pay-per-view on the network. Of course, with the exception of all the 2016 shows and the pay-per-views that have aired thus far in 2017. But those are soon to come, obviously, as you guys know, on the one-year anniversary, around the same year, around the same month, a year later, but whatever. Other than that, I have watched and I've already seen those anyway, I have reviewed every other pay-per-view on the network. So those are done. Going forward, as I've said before, I will more than likely 95% sure once I'm done with, today I'm talking about like the live from MSG WWE live special from October of 2015, the 3 live specials, and then the NXT TakeOver shows, which I'll also be incorporating here on WrestleRant after those, and then I'll be doing like the 1-year anniversary of those too and shit like that. But once those are over, I'm 95% sure I'll be talking about WCW shows, which I'm really excited to watch. Maybe in no specific order, maybe from like the very first one in like the early 1980s up until the last one, or I'll do like certain pay-per-views at a time. I'm still really not sure yet how I'll do it, but we'll work that out. We'll get to it when we get to it. But today we're talking, like I said, WWE Live from Madison Square Garden aired in early October 2015 on the WWE Network. In my opinion, the lesser of the 3 live specials. Well, first of all, I will say this. Why I'm discussing this one before, like there's Beast in the East from July of that year, this one from October, and then Roadblock. Not Roadblock End of the Line, which was another pay-per-view, which, again, why they had 2 in the same year, I have no idea. But of the 3, this was the weakest. So I will say this, though. I'm doing this one first before Beast in the East, even though it took place after Beast in the East, because next Tuesday, obviously, is 4th of July, and that was when that event originally aired. So I figured, you know what? We're close enough. What the fuck? I'll talk about it on the 2-year anniversary. So it's a bit out of order, but who the fuck cares? So anyway, today we're talking WWE Live from MSG in October 2015. Of the 3, the lesser of the 3, in my opinion, not that great of a show. Some decent matches, a good crowd overall. MSG is great. I've been there to so far for 1 live event. It wasn't televised like this one was, and that's why they don't go to MSG anymore. By the way, people ask me that all the time. Why they don't go there for Raws and for SmackDowns and for pay-per-views? It's because I guess it costs money to air that shit on TV. Maybe it's different for the network because this was a live event that was taped for the network. I'm not exactly sure, but that's as far as I know. So we kick off the show with Orton and Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus and Rusev. A decent tag team match. They got about 10 minutes of in-ring time. A good match. And it made sense, unlike the tag team match that Ziggler was involved in from Beast in the East, because Orton was feuding with Sheamus still, for whatever reason, but he was. And then Ziggler was, for whatever reason, still feuding with Rusev, which was an awful fucking feud, but they were still feuding anyway. So again, a good match, pretty formulaic, but good. The crowd was hot for Orton. Afterwards, Rusev gets in Sheamus' face. Sheamus gets pissed off, kicks him in the head, and then he walks off. He didn't turn face. He just got pissed. It kicked him, kicked him, and that was it. Really random, I know, stupid. And they would team up a month later anyway to form the League of Nations. So again, made no sense. After that, we had Neville versus Stardust. A fun little match, but completely inconsequential. Neville won. I think they were in the midst of a mini feud at that time, but they were both so fucking directionless. Who the hell could possibly care? After that, we had Team Bella taking on Team PCB. It was Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Alicia Fox against Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. It was an alright match, but I was completely disinterested because Paige had already turned on PCB. She had already said, fuck you guys, literally like a week earlier. And I know they teased tension here, and she like tagged herself in, and then Charlotte and Becky got booed when they jumped off the apron when Paige wanted to make a tag. And they looked like the heels. That was really dumb. So this match did not interest me at all. We had seen it a million times. The 6-woman tag team matches in 2015 were so just intoxicatingly bad. I mean, not only were they poorly wrestled, but we had seen so many of them, and they were completely meaningless. They were just garbage. They might as well have created women's tag team titles or women's trios tag titles or something like Lucha Underground, because this was a waste of time. After that, Team Bella won, by the way. After that, for the Intercontinental Championship, Kevin Owens defending the gold against Chris Jericho. A great match, in my opinion, the best match of the night. They worked really well together. Their first ever match before their feud earlier this year. This was their first ever one-on-one televised match. Jericho went on this long spiel before the show before the match about celebrating, I think, 25 years in the business. Lance Storm was at ringside, and Don Callis, I want to say his name is, or Cyrus, or something like that. A good friend of his that I think is on his podcast network now or whatever. Anyway, so he talks about 25 years of Jericho. WWE is Jericho. Drink it in, man. Then Owens comes out. They have a great match. Owens wins. I love the finish, too, because Jericho is going for the walls of Jericho. I think it was a pop-up powerbomb attempt. Jericho reverses that into a walls of Jericho, which was great. And then when going for the walls of Jericho, when the referee's view was obstructed, Owens pokes him in the eye and then rolls him up in a quick inside cradle, and then gets the 1, 2, 3. I thought that was a great finish. It made no sense for Jericho to go back to being in babyface mode after teasing going heel in September, but he was a babyface anyway when he came back in January. Not like it mattered anyway, but still a great match. After that, for the WWE Tag Team titles, The New Day defending against the Dudley Boys. Really no better than the Night of Champions match. It was an alright match, but it had the same fucking finish that ended in a disqualification. So stupid. So fucking dumb. So Dudley Boys won after they hit the 3D. Xavier Woods got involved, so they won via DQ. And then they put Woods to the table anyway. So again, it was a cool spot. The crowd loved it, but same shit that we saw at Night of Champions. That was kind of ridiculous. Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Another fun match. We've seen it before, again, also on MSG. But for what it was fine. I mean, the crowd loved Brock Lesnar. They fucking loved the guy. Afterwards, he went back to the ring twice more to F5 or suplex Big Show. And I think F5 him too, I'm not sure. And Big Show was off TV for a solid month after that, so that was great. But yeah, short, sweet, exactly what it needed to be. And then the main event, the steel cage match for the United States Championship. WWE World Champion Seth Rollins, whose title was not on the line, against the then United States Champion John Cena. Very good match. Their other matches were way better. It made no sense. The whole purpose of this match should have been to protect Rollins. Rollins got beat clean at Night of Champions. He got beat clean the next fucking night on Raw by John Cena. And then he gets beat clean here. Like Rollins, or rather Cena, should have escaped the cage to avoid pinning Rollins. But he fucking pinned him again to make him look like a complete chump. Rollins was a loser towards the end of his run as WWE Champion, which was so fucking stupid. It was really bad. But the match itself, that was really good. It was a pretty good match, not their best encounter, but still good. Very predictable finish with Rollins about to leave the steel cage. Kane comes out of nowhere, who was feuding with Rollins at that time. He prevents Rollins from leaving the cage. You get the drill. Cena catches him with an AA, and it's all over. So again, good match, not their best encounter, but good. So overall, really not a great show. I mean, watching it live, it was fun, but like I was glad before they had like 2 pay-per-views a month, which is complete overkill. It was cool they were doing stuff like this, like original content for the network, but if you're going to go back and watch it, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, the Owens-Jericho match is worth it. Maybe even Lesnar and Show, but everything else is completely inconsequential. Cena and Rollins, very good match, but had better matches, earlier on at Night of Champions, and especially at SummerSlam. The tag title match, a complete repeat of what we had just seen at Night of Champions. The women's match was just a complete waste of time. Neville Stardust, waste of time. The opener was fine, but forgettable. So again, overall, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. A fine live special, but not nearly as good as Beast in the East. So that does it, guys, for my review of Live from MSG WWE from October of 2015. Check it out on the network. Or not really. Or check out my next review on the network, Beast in the East. We'll talk about it on 4th of July next week. Until then, guys, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. Like the video, share the video, drop a comment. All that stuff means a lot. It means the world. So enjoy the rest of the month of June. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch you guys down the road.